Hi, this is Ramesh Batavia. Welcome to my show. Straight from my heart is based on my own experience of life in its various moods and colors. Do click on the like and subscribe buttons. Help us keep in touch with you. Straight from my heart is powered by the Inner Circle, which is a self help organization, and its members have sponsored each one of the episodes. Right, folks, let's start. Today's topic is how does one deal with long term ailment? What do I mean by long term ailment? Anything that keeps you bedridden, any disease that keeps you bedridden for more than a week, where you're not able to perform your usual duties and you simply lie in bed, and that, according to me, is a long term ailment. Some of you are aware that last year, June in fact, I was admitted to hospital in Mumbai with a disease called GBS, which affects your nervous system. To my good luck or bad luck, I don't know, I was affected from the waist downwards and I could not move at all. Now, the past 1 year, I have been more or less in bed most of the time. Enough time to ruminate over this particular topic, I'm sure. Well, let's first begin. Ultimately, you're on your own. What do I mean? Your doctors, they'll give you the right kind of medicine. Your relatives will support you. Your friends will give you their love. But ultimately, it's you. Unless you make up your mind to get out of that disease, no power on earth can make you do so. So half the treatment process is your own willpower, the power to get out of that disease. Amazing things that willpower can do. Miracles have happened, and you and I need not go into that discussion at all. But you know, and I know, that there are so many things that have defied logic and have become facts today simply because somebody had the willpower to do it. When you're sick for some time, first of all, you don't feel like seeing somebody. Well, if you're a man, you let your beard grow, your hair gets disheveled, and more or less you really don't want to see anybody. Fair enough. But after some time, that changes. And why does it change? Because basically we are not built to be alone. Our DNA does not permit it. We are social animals. We revel in the company of others. We talk to them, we bitch with them, and whatever, but we need to be with people. Now, the big question then is, how do people know when you want to be alone? And how do people know when you want to have company? Hit or miss, I guess. Your friends will keep on calling you. And at some point of time, you'll say, hey, come along here, let's have a chat. There's no defined role. It's not as if 2 days of solitude and 3 days of company. No hard and fast rules. It could start from the first day, it could start on the 6th day or whatever. Now, you are, like me, going to feel hugely disappointed. Why? Because many of your friends, so-called friends, will not turn up, will not see you. Maybe they'll just send you a WhatsApp message or even a phone call, but many of them will not come. Take this with a pinch of salt. Why? Because each person has his own way of dealing with sorrow. Some people want to stay away. Some people told me, in fact, they said, oh, we've seen you so active all your life, and now we can't even bear to think of you in our bed, and so we are not coming. Well, stretching logic quite a bit, but that's the way it is. So, what basically happens is some people will want to see you, some people will not want to see you. Doesn't really matter. What you need is one good conversation a day, and that will keep you occupied. So, if your spouse is free and he or she can spend some time with you, that's the best true friend you got. Spend that half an hour, 1 hour talking, listening, and your mind will become so fresh, the healing process will get accelerated. Since we are on family and friends, there will be some friends, you will wonder, good God, do they love me so much? Like there's a good friend of mine, Amit Puradewar is in Chandrapur. And he flew in all the way from Chandrapur to Bangalore just to say hello to me. So you really can't say with people, with friends. Let's move on to the next point. Your spouse, your children, your parents, when they serve you, during the times that you're sick, please understand very, very carefully that they are doing you a service. It's not your right. It's not your fundamental right to demand service. No. This is the time when you accept that service with humility and grace. You might say, why do I need to keep thanking my own family members? Do so. Why? Because it makes them feel good. However many times you say thank you, it doesn't really matter. What matters is what they feel about it. So be sure to acknowledge every little small act that is done for you. Please also understand that the power of gratitude, huge subject by itself, I know, but the power of gratitude also is a huge element in your process of healing. When I was not so sick and I would visit people, invariably I would listen to their stories and they would say, oh, this is my Shanikala, oh, this is my bad luck, somebody's cast an evil eye on me, my enemies. I have heard all this. I am of the firm belief that you are responsible for whatever is happening to you, and only you, nobody else. You might ask me why. Yeah, look, even if you get involved in an accident, you might say, look, this is not my fault, somebody else is responsible. In the larger picture, what were you doing to get involved in an accident? What were you doing there? Why were you not careful enough? So really speaking, whatever befalls you, you're responsible. You might say, hey, that's stretching it too far, isn't it? No. I want you to understand this, that somewhere down the line, we all have been neglectful about our health. We've ignored small little symptoms. And we will say, theek ho jayega, it'll get okay. Sometimes we have swallowed quite a few antibiotics and say, all right, everything is going to be all right. Actually, no. It's the small things, it's the very small things that trip you up, ladies and gentlemen. You need to understand what causes that small little aberrations in your body. Find out the cause and then and there repair it. Many of us drive a bike or a car. You all know what I'm talking about. The moment you hear a noise, you say, all right, there must be something wrong. And you keep on hearing that noise and you keep on neglecting it. And one day you'll end up with thousands of rupees of repair bills because that noise was indicative of something major wrong in your vehicle. And we ignored it. This is what we do with our lives. We are responsible. Accidents will happen. That's what everyone says. But We've all heard about something called insurance, isn't it? Mhm. The smart ones, what do? We get our vehicle insured. Even the smarter ones get our showrooms and our offices insured. How many of us really take medical insurance? Very few. In fact, the figures, I won't go into them. The figures are appalling. They're negligible. Now, imagine a situation where all of a sudden you are admitted to hospital and you don't have any savings. So what are you going to do? Beg? Borrow? Why leave yourself to that indignity? Why not plan for it in advance? The younger you are, the less premium you pay. People like me, we pay through our nose, yet we don't get complete coverage. Well, many of you here today are far younger than I am. And our medical insurance is a necessity. It's not a luxury. No, it's as necessary as the food you eat. If you're adequately covered, that much of stress is away from your head. And if that stress is away from your head, what am I saying? The healing process will get hastened. There are times when you're going to be absolutely alone. These are times when many of us start brooding. Oh, why me? Oh God, why did you do this to me? Oh God, there are thousands of other people. Why me? Okay. These are the times we start pitying ourselves. We start wallowing in self pity. Now, this is the time for you to recharge your batteries. Isn't that what most of us do? We recharge our phones maybe somewhere in the night or early in the morning when we least use them. The philosophy is similar. Use the time when you're in bed to recharge your batteries. For example, think about your life and how you can make it even more successful after your ailment is over, even more happy after your ailment is over. This is the time when you're completely alone, and this is the time when you can take stock and take the next few steps forward. Do keep a small notebook and a pen handy next to you all the time. Okay? Many of you have now become so used to using the keypad of your phone, absolutely no problem. But keep this handy because thoughts that come go away. And then when you try to recall them, they don't come again. Now, when you're thinking about what the future is going to be all about, what are you doing? You're directing your mind to be positive. You're telling your mind, look, I need to live a more successful life. So let's start planning. And that is one more element in the healing process. Finally, I don't know how many of you are religious. I am. I don't believe much in rituals, but yes, I believe in the fact that there is a power above me, a power which is unimaginable, and that power has the Shakti to take care of me. So what do? Every day in the morning, I don't indulge in bhajans. I don't indulge in shlokas. I talk. I have a conversation with my God. Hey, that's funny, isn't it? But that's the way it is. So you have a conversation with your God. He is not going to reply. It doesn't really matter. Okay? But somewhere he's made a note of what you're saying. And somewhere the answer to your questions will form. If you're not too religious, okay? If you're not too religious, it still does not matter. Your belief in yourself is the biggest religion. Your belief in yourself is the biggest God. So talk to yourself. Talk about how you can rebuild your life. Talk about how happier you can be. And reserve this slot 30 minutes a day, come what may. It could be early in the morning, late in the night, 30 minutes when you're not going to be disturbed by anybody. Next time when we meet, I'm going to talk about one more facet of life, life as I see it. And that will also be straight from my heart. Bye until then.